I'm here with actor Mazouz, who plays Bruce Wayne on Gotham, back here at Heroes and Villain Fan Fest. How are you today?
I'm great, yeah.
Good, cool.
Doing great.
When did you first decide you wanted to be an actor? I know you're only in high school right now, and you've been acting for quite some time.
Yeah, it wasn't one of those things where it was like a lot of people decide they want to be an actor and then go forth and pursue that and try to succeed in it. That's not really what happened with me. I was about 5 when my sister started taking classes, and so I started taking classes by default. And one class led to another. My commercial agent saw me at a showcase for a commercial workshop that I was doing, and I started doing commercial auditions when I was about 7. About a year later, he referred me to my theatrical agent, and I was about 8. And so I really started working when I was about 8 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I never really had that decision when I woke up one day and said, I want to be an actor, I'm going to go forth and pursue this. So it's really one thing led to another. But that's not to say I didn't work hard, that's not to say I don't love it.
Absolutely. What was your first professional credit, and what was that like being on set for the very first time as a guest star on the show?
Commercial or theatrical?
Either one.
So my first commercial, which would be my first professional credit, was a European Chevy commercial.
Okay.
To be honest, I don't remember it a ton. I remember where we shot. We shot like in the backyard of some house. I think I just turned 8. I remember the audition really well actually because I think I hurt my leg and I had a limp, and we were at a place where I used to commercial at a ton. I used to audition at a ton for commercials, and my sister bought a Hershey's chocolate bar from the vending machine, and she was like, if you walk here like perfectly, like outside the audition or before I went in, I'll give you like a piece of chocolate. And so like she was really, really great that day, and then I ended up booking that.
So now we know the way to your heart is through a chocolate bar.
Through a chocolate, absolutely.
I will give you one for doing this interview.
Yeah, appreciate it. And it was being on set. I think it was really just surreal. I mean, I was really young, so I don't know. I think it was just I was very curious about what there was, what this world entailed. But I loved it. Obviously.
Yeah, and your first theatrical credit?
My first theatrical credit was Coming and Going. It was a movie by Eduardo Ponti. It was a comedy and with Rhys Darby and Sasha Alexander from the Brazilian Isles. It ended up being on TNT, but it was a really funny movie. I was only in one scene, and that I do remember. I think I was probably about 8 or 9 when I did that, and I was only in one scene. And I was supposed to be this really bratty kid who was like messing around with Rhys Darby and like taking him old car and like driving it on his leg and stuff. And then at one point in the scene, I'm supposed to kick him in the leg, and so he was wearing a shin guard, but I didn't even know that. I think I was too young to even realize what a shin guard did. And so I thought that like I was kicking him, and he was like fine. And so I thought, oh, maybe he's just really strong and like doesn't really feel it. And so I was like every take I was progressively kicking harder and harder. And then one time I missed the shin guard because I didn't realize. I think they probably told me there was one there, but I don't even remember that. And he went, oh! I was like, why'd you do that? You didn't do any of the other takes. And I was so confused. And then I felt really bad once I found out what was going on. That was really fun.
And then you've had a number of roles along the way, but none is like Bruce Wayne. I mean, when you started this show, did you realize that you would really, obviously you're going to become the centerpiece based on your character. Were you ready for that in the beginning, or are you more ready as you've worked for 4 seasons?
I think I was obviously, I think any time that I work, I get more experience and therefore get better. So I think I'm more ready now than I was yesterday.
Right.
I actually going into the job, I had a very, very blurry vision of our idea of what the job would be. They really didn't tell us a lot of information. What I heard was that the show would be about a young Bruce Wayne growing up with a young rookie detective, Jim Gordon, as his father figure. That's what I was told. obviously that's not exactly what the show is, or was at any point. But and then once I booked it, they gave me a script, and then I had a clearer idea. But yeah, I think I was ready when I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to say.
Yeah. And can you feel, as a viewer, the way you've matured throughout the beginning of the series to now? Do you feel that in your performances?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm growing up. As you know, every season I get a year older. I started the show when I just turned 13. I started auditioning when I was 12, and I'm 16 now, 17 in about 5 months.
Right.
And so there's a very big difference between a 12-year-old and a 17-year-old. And so I think I matured as an actor. I think I matured as a person, and I think all of that comes out very clearly, and it's very visible while you're watching the show.
It absolutely is. Do you feel more of a weight on your shoulders now that you're being featured so much more heavily than in the beginning, and you're really carrying the show at this point?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Not really.
No.
Because I feel like, I think that's the thing about Gotham. I don't think there's any one character that ever really carries the show. I think it's, I think it's a major ensemble, and I think, because we have episodes where I'll be in it a ton, and then I'll be out of the next episode because the focus shifts to another storyline. And so, I feel like this really is a group effort. It's not like some of the other shows where, like Arrow or The Flash, where it focuses on one main person and then everybody else is kind of a supporting character around that. I think Gotham really is. There's maybe 4 or 5 different main storylines that are going on at any point in the show, and each of them are equally valuable and equally important to the development of the show,
right?
And to the story. And so no, I don't have, because I'm sharing this with my 14 other regulars on the show, and they're so amazing, and they, anytime they're like anytime that I need help with something, they're always there, and I'm there for them. And so it's really like a family. The responsibility, just like in a family, in a real family, the responsibility doesn't ever fall on one person. It's always everybody working together to make sure that the family achieves what they need to.
I had the pleasure of interviewing Cameron, and you guys are so started out as cute together, and now do you feel it's moving into a more mature relationship? And in season 4, will that be dealt with going further without giving away too much and getting fired? We don't need this to be your last interview.
They did. They started out as 2 innocent kids who liked each other, and it's become much more than that. There's many layers to their relationship, and I think at this point they're growing up and they're finding things in the world of Gotham that the other does not find valuable or does not find is for them. And so they're growing apart naturally, which is very real. I have a ton of childhood friends from when I was that age, when I first started the show, that I just don't really relate to anymore. And so that's what's going on with Bruce and Selina. And that's not, and so they're kind of drifting apart. Their relationship as we know it is going to break down.
That's disappointing to hear.
Right, but that being said, Selina is also making her transition into Catwoman, just as Bruce is making his transition into Batman. And
so it's a natural
proto Batman vigilante, masked vigilante Bruce and masked thief Selina may have a relationship of their own. That's all I'll say.
So, what can you tease about season 4, again, without getting yourself into too much trouble?
Season 4.
That you're in it, right?
Yeah, I'm in it.
There you go.
Season 4. I honestly think it's the best season yet. I haven't seen any of it, so I can't 100% say that for sure. But in my opinion, from what I've seen from the scripts and the costumes and the look of the show, I really believe this is going to be the best season yet, and I think that's because it's for a variety of reasons, but mainly because this season really focuses on the characters, who they are, and it's real. It's really gritty. It's not. It's kind of less. You know what I really like about it is that our other seasons have been. I mean, they've also been incredible in my opinion, but they've really focused, like everything that happened was to move the story along. In season 4 you get this element of realism, you get this element of characterization, and Bruce goes through a huge development towards the middle of the season. And it doesn't really do much for the story, but it's there, and it's a major arc of the show, but it's there because it's real, and because it's something people can relate to, and that's what art is all about. You know, I had somebody come up to me just this morning, a young girl, who said that she lost her mom around the time the show was airing, and seeing Bruce and his way of dealing with the loss of his parents helped her in her grieving process.
And that's not something you would necessarily think would be feedback for you based on it being a superhero show.
Right, and hearing that made me realize that is why we do this. We do art because for that reason, so that people know that there are others like them out there, that people can relate to these characters and find truth in these characters. And I know I do. When I listen to music, I listen to music where there's some lyrics that I'm going through right now, and it just makes me feel better.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're trying to do. And so when Bruce goes down this rabbit hole, I don't want to talk too much about it, but he's going to go down this really, really dark path. And I think it's a place that a lot of teenagers go, and I think it's a lot of, basically what happens is something really, really traumatic happens in his life, and the way of coping with it is not healthy. He turns to things that are not healthy for anybody, especially a 16-year-old. And so, and I think a lot of kids go down that path, and go down that dark way. And so, seeing Bruce go down that way, and then eventually come out, obviously he's going to have to become, a vigilante, is really going to inspire people, and that's why I really, really love what's coming.
Awesome. And finally, what do you do for downtime? I know you go to school. Do you do karate? No downtime?
No downtime.
I know you do a lot of charity work as well.
I'm taking Krav Maga, not karate, and I do a lot of trade work. I bring my dog to a nursing home uptown in the city, and we just say hi to people, and it's really, I love doing it, and my dog loves doing it. She loves attention. But there really isn't a lot of time for downtime. When I do have downtime, my favorite thing to do is just like hang out with my friends, or sit in bed, eat a burger, and watch Rick and Morty.
It's important to have balance, right?
Yeah.
You play a heavy part, so it's cool. David, thank you so much for taking the time to meet you. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, buddy.